How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to go ahead and discuss the Xbox E3 showcase. Microsoft went ahead and showed off, I want to say it was like 28 or 30 games, and a lot of them are coming to Game Pass, and a lot of them are also Xbox exclusives. Now for this video, I'm going to talk about all the games that caught my attention. To the left of me is a monitor with a list of all the games that had really caught my attention. I'm not going to talk about every single game that they talked about because we'd be here all day. So I want to keep things a little bit short, but I do believe this video might run into the 15/20 minute range. So if that's too much for you, feel free to click off. I completely understand. Not everybody wants to sit down and listen to someone talk about games all day, but if you got 20 minutes to spare and you're here, hey, I really appreciate you and thank you so much. So here we go. Going into it, the very first game that I want to talk about is actually the first game they showed, which was Starfield. Now Starfield was revealed in E3 of 2018, and it's been whisper quiet ever since. This is the first actual look of the game, and if I'm being honest, I'm all in. Okay, I'm all in. I mean, this game has me written all over it. It's an RPG. It's open world. You have your own spaceship, from what we can see. You're a part of this. You're part of this faction called I think it's the Constellation, something like that. You're a part of some type of faction, and you basically get to, I don't want to say just travel across the galaxy like it's No Man's Sky, but you really get to travel from what I'm seeing, and you get to explore new planets, you get to go to different cities. From what I'm told, it has a real Bethesda feel to it. You know, they said that, well, Todd Howard specifically said that this game is designed in a way for the players to be able to really test the boundaries of the game, but at the same time, it still feels like a Bethesda game. So that's really exciting. And I have a feeling that this game is going to really be something special. It's going to be an Xbox exclusive, which means that it comes to Xbox Series X and S and also PC. And it is coming out next year on November 11th, 2022, which is the anniversary of Skyrim, which I find to be pretty interesting. But yes, Starfield looks to be my thing. That trailer, it was so short, but I just wanted more. I wanted an actual gameplay reveal, but I understand why we're not getting one, and it's coming out next year. I can't wait. That's looking like it's going to be just one of those games where I just stop everything I'm doing just to play it. And I mean, it's a Bethesda game. It has Todd Howard written all over it. You just can't pass that up, you know what I'm saying? And it's going to be on Game Pass day one, which is insane to think about. All right, so moving on to the next game is Forza Horizon 5. Now, let me just say right now, I'm not a big race car driving kind of gamer. You know, I'm not big into cars in real life either. But this game looks so out of this world beautiful, it's actually insane. I mean, it literally looks just drop dead gorgeous, and I feel like this game is going to be something special as well. I really think it's going to be good. I've played Forza Horizon 4, and while I have not been completely, I guess, obsessed with it, I do see the DNA, I see what kind of game it is, and it's really good. That being said, Forza Horizon 5 is also going to be on Game Pass, and I mean, again, that's one of the many reasons why Game Pass is awesome. You get to try new games out. This is a game I would not have normally bought, but because it's going to be on Game Pass, why not? You know, it's literally there for me to play. I know people don't like to say that, you know, it's free, because technically it's not, because you're paying a membership. But essentially, for a game like that where I would have to normally spend $60 to $70, it's almost free to me. So I'm going to check it out, and you never know, I might get hooked on it. So with that being said, Forza Horizon 5 is coming out November 9th, and it looks to be pretty damn good. Also, another thing, when you look at this world and you see how beautiful it is, gotta remember, this is the same engine that Fable is going to be running on. It's the same engine that an RPG is going to be running on, which essentially that's what Forza is. Forza is Forza Horizon, I should say. The Forza Horizon series is basically an open world RPG, but with cars. That's essentially what it is. So when you think about games like Fable and things like that, it's gonna look absolutely amazing. It's gonna look insane. And, you know, with that being the case, I've seen, like, you know, little dev talks and things like that, and there's been talks of the developers going to, because the game is also set in Mexico. I probably should have said that earlier, but it is what it is. The game's set in Mexico, and the developers went there, and they got some photogrammetry, and they did a whole bunch of things, and they recorded the sky. They got a lot of Mexican artists in the game, and it just, they're really going for an authentic feel, which I really respect that. I love any time when developers go to where the game is supposed to be set and they do a lot of research, they do a lot of just things in the background to really make the game pop, to make the game feel authentic. It's the same way that Sucker Punch did with Ghost of Tsushima. I cannot talk today for whatever reason. But yeah, Forza Horizon 5, it's looking good. I can't wait to see what that's all about come November 9th. Which, one more thing before I move on from that. It's coming out November 9th. Halo Infinite is supposed to have its anniversary on, I want to say, the 12th. Of November. That's when Halo CE originally came out. That's supposed to be its 20-year anniversary. So it makes you wonder, when is Halo Infinite coming out? But we'll get to that in just a second. So the next game on my list is Halo Infinite. Now, I'm gonna say that what they showed off kind of disappointed me for the simple fact that I just wanted to see more. That's all it is. I thought it looked so good that I wanted to see more, and I didn't get more. But what we got to see was more of the open world, the Zeta Halo. We got to see a little bit more of that. And when I say open world, I don't mean GTA style or something along the lines of The Witcher 3. I'm thinking open world more like Gears 5, or more of an open area, kind of similar to The Last of Us Part 2, but just a bit bigger. But Halo Infinite does look good. They gave us an overview of Zeta Halo, and it looks just stunningly gorgeous. Then they gave us a 3-minute cutscene with Chief and the pilot, and from what I've seen from this cutscene, it looks like it takes place after the E3 2019 Discover Hope trailer, and I think we're really going to go to a place with Chief where we've never been before. Meaning, I think we're going somewhere where the Chief he's a battle-hardened soldier, okay? I think it's getting to a point now where this is really starting to wear on him. We're going to see a more emotional Chief that we've never seen before. The reason why I'm saying that is because if you go back and you look at the trailer, as he's kind of like floating through space trying to get to where he's trying to go, you can see when he comes past his fellow soldiers, there's almost like this look on his face. You can't obviously see it because he's wearing the helmet, but he has this look like he's feeling something. This is all just kind of taking a toll on him. And remember, he's a Spartan. He's been doing this for the longest, and I think that the human side of him is really going to show in this game, or at least I hope so. This game is looking to be really good. I'm calling it now, and I've been calling it all year, that this is going to be my game of the year. And the reason why I say that is because it has everything. It has the single player, it has the multiplayer. Those are two of the best things that a game can have for me to really keep me addicted. And I feel like what they showed with the PvP, it looks really cool. They have this battlegrounds arena or academy, I should say, where you get to actually just experiment with everything in the game. You can play all the game modes with bots, and you can really just experiment with the game, learn how the game feels, how it plays, figure out what's best for you, and it makes the game more accessible. It makes the game a lot more accessible, because with an online only shooter, there's such an interesting curve, like not everybody can just jump on and have a good time. Sometimes you're just going to get stomped. And the way to kind of mitigate that a little bit is to give the players everything, but just make it offline. Let them experiment, let them practice, let them get some time in, let them get comfortable with all the maps, and just then let them go out into the wild when they feel that they're ready for it. And I think that's a really good thing that they're doing with this game. So Halo Infinite, it doesn't even have a release date, which is another thing. It just says holiday 2020, which really doesn't tell us much, because again, Halo's anniversary is in November. I want to say it's November 12th or November 9th, which is the same month that Forza comes out. I don't think they're going to release Forza and Halo in the same month. That just doesn't seem like it makes any logical sense. If anything, you're going to want to release it in October or September. I think December's too late. I don't think you want to do it in October, because that's when Battlefield's coming out. And September, from what we can see, is a pretty clear month. So with that being said, Halo Infinite, it looked really stunning. I can't wait to see more of that. The next game on the list is Stalker 2. Now, Stalker 2 gave me such Metro vibes, and from what we've heard from the developers, it's supposed to have hundreds of hours of gameplay. From what we've seen, it looks really, drop dead gorgeous, beautiful, stunning, everything, just everything. It looks just amazing. I can't wait. And it's an exclusive. It's an exclusive that's going to be on Game Pass day one. And I love that because normally this is a game that I would buy, but the fact that it's on Game Pass and I can play it day one is just perfect for me. But like I said, the game looks good, and it looks like it threw a twist on the whole post-apocalyptic thing. It has like these, from what I've seen, I could be wrong, but it mentions something of an anomaly. And there have been other things I've seen in trailers as well that lead me to believe there's something more here that we haven't seen just yet. But it looks good. I can't wait. That's a day one for me. I want to say that game's coming out April 28th, 2022, which is pretty much a year away. But again, it's looking like it's going to be really damn good. So I am more than happy to wait. We don't need any more rush games. We saw what happened with Cyberpunk. So hey, as far as I'm concerned, the devs just need to take their time, and I cannot wait for a full-on, just next generation game in Stalker 2. So that looks pretty good. Moving over to the next game, Sea of Thieves: A Pirate's Life. Now, I've never been big into Sea of Thieves, but granted, I've never really given it a really fair shake. I've played it solo, but it just didn't really jive with me. I hear that's the kind of game that you have to play with friends to get the real enjoyment out of it. But with Sea of Thieves: A Pirate's Life, they have Jack Sparrow, and it's supposed to be this big, well, I don't know the size of it, so I can't say big, but it's supposed to be a single player expansion to the game, and I am happy for this because I feel like this is what that game would need to pull someone like me in. Someone who isn't into those kind of online games, giving it a single player twist with a character like Jack Sparrow, which is relatively known. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's enough to get me going. And again, I keep saying this, and I know it's probably going to annoy people, but it's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass, which means I can play it at any time. I don't have to pay any more money outside of the $15 a month that I'm already paying. So it's on Game Pass. It comes out June 22nd. I'm going to play it. I'm simply just going to play it because why not? I have nothing to lose here. So Sea of Thieves looked pretty good. The next game is Back 4 Blood. Now, Back 4 Blood is basically Left 4 Dead 3. The only reason why, at least to my understanding, correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but to my understanding, the reason why they can't call it Left 4 Dead 3 is because Valve actually owns Left 4 Dead, but it's made by the same developers. I'm pretty sure it's not the exact same team, give or take. Some people may leave and join and all that good stuff, but it is basically a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead, and I loved Left 4 Dead 1 and 2. I love anything with zombies in it, and this game just looks amazing. It looks just everything I want, and it's co-op. I love those types of co-op games. I love zombies and all of that. Like I said, post-apocalyptic, all that, that's all me. And guess what? It's on Game Pass. So like I said, you don't miss anything. It's on Game Pass. You don't got to spend any type of money unless you're on PlayStation, basically. So yeah, Back 4 Blood looks pretty good. I can't wait to check it out, and that is coming out later this year as well. I want to say the release date was in September, October. Don't quote me on that though, but it's coming later this year for sure, from what I know. The next game is Psychonauts 2. Now, I don't really have much to say past this game other than I've never played the original, but from what I've seen and what I've heard of the gameplay, it's very similar to Persona 5 in that you're entering into someone's world to see how they view society, see how they view the world. And from what I also understand is you have a chance in shaping this and changing things, and I think that's pretty cool. And from what I've seen of the level design, it seems like it's really going to be really interesting as far as like the platforming goes, as far as just character design. It seems very unique, and also on Game Pass. And with that being the case, I really feel like I'm going to check that out. It comes out in August, which is right around the corner, and it looks pretty good. So it's a game I'm going to check out, but I don't know too much about it. I've never played the first one. I know the first one is also on Game Pass, so I might need to give that a try. The next game on the list is Contraband. Now, Contraband, we really don't know much about it. It was just a CG trailer with like very minor clues. I believe it's open world, it's co-op, and there's heists, which leads me to believe it's similar to GTA. Not as far as the world goes, like, you can go anywhere, do anything you want, but almost similar to like that game from way back in the day, Payday, if any of you remember that game. I think it's going to be similar to that. How it's going to be open world, I really don't know, but it's called Contraband, and it comes out next year. And it looks to be, it looks rather interesting, I will say, just from the little snippets that we've seen. We haven't seen much and we haven't seen any gameplay, but from that little trailer, it does seem like it's going to be worth keeping your eye out for. So the next game on the list is Battlefield 2042. Now, let me just say right now, Battlefield is my favorite shooter of all time. I love the Battlefield games. It's up there. That's a day one for me. Even if this does come to Game Pass, I don't care. I will buy it day one. It is no problem. I live and breathe Battlefield. And the fact that we're getting a new game, it's going to be modern day. I'm all in. I'm truly all in. And that's coming out, I want to say October 22nd. And if you get the Ultimate Edition or the edition right before that, you get to play it on October 15th. So that's something that's pretty cool. A lot of the things that I like about the game is that it's really making it accessible to pretty much everybody. There is no single player campaign, but the game is completely playable offline with AI soldiers. You can play with friends, you can play, you know, just by yourself if you want. And of course, it's shared progression. So everything that you do in those game modes offline with AI soldiers, it carries over to the actual PvP side. So you're never really losing anything. And I think that just makes for a pretty awesome experience. And I can't wait to see how these AI soldiers work, because that's gonna be rather interesting. And also another thing that they're doing with the AI soldiers is, you know, there's less populated regions, like I guess Australia, let's say, you know, them for example. AI soldiers can actually fill up until actual players arrive in the game. So you're never sitting there in a queue waiting for you're not waiting at all, actually. So if a server doesn't have many people, you know, AI soldiers can fill that gap until actual people make their way in, which I think is really awesome. And it's going to just make the game more alive, and it's going to make the game more, it's going to give the game a much longer lifespan. And I think moving forward, a lot of games are going to adopt that. It's going to be really, really cool. The next game is a Plague Tale Requiem. Now, a Plague Tale Requiem looks stunning, looks gorgeous. I've heard nothing but good things about the first game. I've never played, and the first game is actually going to be receiving a remastered version on July 6th, so that's something to look out forward. That's something to look forward to. And if you have Xbox Game Pass, you actually get access to the remaster on Xbox Game Pass, because I think it's called A Plague Tale Innocence. That's on Xbox Game Pass, and if you have it through there, you do also get the next gen upgrade. So that's pretty dope. And again, it's coming out next year. It's an exclusive to the Series X and X and PC. It's also coming to Game Pass. And yeah, it's going to be one of our first actual next-gen games. I mean, we have next-gen games now, but it's going to be one of the first third-party next-gen games. So that's going to be pretty dope. And the last game is The Outer Worlds 2. Now, The Outer Worlds 2 was pretty cool for the simple fact that it was the most self-aware trailer I've ever seen. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I'm going to leave it in the comment section down below. So if you want to check it out, it's going to be there. But believe you me when I say it is so self-aware. You've got to watch it. You just have to watch it. It didn't show us anything. It didn't give us any gameplay, but I just want you guys to check it out. That's all I'm going to say, because they did a really banging job. And an honorable mention is actually a game called Redfall. That's actually made by Arcane Lion, which is the same team that I believe made the Dishonored games. With that being said, check that out as well. One last thing. We're already pushing damn near, we're already at 20 minutes, so I'll just wrap it up with this. I guess this is one thing that I have a complaint with in the games industry. I'm pretty tired of CG trailers. We've seen a couple of them in this Xbox showcase, and it does nothing for me. It just does nothing for me. I really hope that at some point we can really move away from these. I understand why they're there. I completely get it. They're there for especially, you know, reveals and things like that, but it just does nothing for me. I really wish that Xbox would adopt this habit, kind of similar to Sony, where they don't show anything unless they have something to really show. Take, for example, Horizon Forbidden West. The first thing we saw of Horizon Forbidden West was a trailer that was in-game footage. That was dope. And then the next thing we saw was actual gameplay, and it was like a good 15 minutes. I think that moving forward, once we start revealing games, we need to get actual gameplay showcases of them. Not just 3 minutes, not 4 minutes. Give us 10, 20 minutes long. Like, give us full, meaty gameplay presentations just to show us what the game is about. That's what sells people on games, is actually showing us the games. You know, CG trailers, they're okay, but it's the gameplay, it's the game itself. We want to see what we're going to be playing at some point. And I understand, you know, some things are subject to change, so you can't show games right when you would like them to. So I get it. I'm just saying, I really appreciate the I really appreciate Sony's approach to this type of stuff, as opposed to just showing the game before even really showing anything else. They just show the game more than just CG trailers or just building up fake hype. Not saying that Xbox builds up fake hype. I'm just saying I want gameplay more than anything. But overall, I really enjoyed it. My only issue, like I said, was I wish we just got more, because there was so much there that I know I'm going to play that I loved, but I just want more gameplay. But it is what it is. It was a dope presentation. I think Xbox knocked it out of the park. I do think that we have a lot of great games to look forward to, no matter what platform you're really on. If you're on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo, you know, even if you're just only on PC, there's a lot of good stuff to look forward to. So I would say that the Xbox Showcase was definitely a W. It was great. It was nice. A lot of good games on there. And yeah, so let me know in the comment section below, what did you think of the Xbox Showcase? And let me know what you think about E3 so far. Well, I think actually E3 just ended. Yeah, did it just end? Yeah, I think it's already ended at this point. By the time you see this video, it would have definitely ended. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below, what did you think about Xbox's E3? And I'll catch you all in the next video. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, have a great day.